Yeah, I am the tax man here on AM560 the Answer. This is the IRS Radio Hour. I'm joined here today. Again, I'm your host. I'm attorney Stephen Leahy. I'm here with my co-host, Jim Leahy, our technical producer, Deborah Schreiner, and you, the listener.
And now, here's that man with a head just crammed full of knowledge, Mr. Know-It-All.
Mr. Know-It-All, the segment where attorney Stephen Leahy gives us his infinite wisdom on all things taxes. I like how you add a little English there at the end with your...
I speak a little English.
Do you?
Very little.
What?
Well, I do want to welcome the listener. We're all in this together. So,
that's what people don't understand. We are all in this together. And I've mentioned that before earlier in the show, so if you're just tuning in, you didn't hear it. But go to freeirsbook.com. Even if you had the IRS come knock at your door and it was for your neighbor, it wasn't for you. Well, go to freeirsbook.com and
do your neighbor a friend. A favor.
Well, it's not even do your neighbor. Worry about yourself because that might come for you.
I agree with that. So here's the question this weekend, and it's kind of an important question. There's a auction happening for my house this week. Do I still have time to file a Chapter 13 bankruptcy? Okay, and the reason why I'm asking this question is I had this question asked me this last week, and the answer in this case was yes, but you better hurry, okay, because you got to do it before the date of the sale. If you wait till after the date of the sale, then in our jurisdiction, you don't own the home any longer, even though it hasn't been confirmed, and you can't file a Chapter 13 to save the home after the sale. So if there is an auction happening and you had a change of circumstances, now I'm going to explain this to you because this gets complicated. In that I had a client, I helped him many years ago, and he was in a Chapter 13 with another lawyer, and it was dismissed in January. And he was been trying to work out a loan modification with his mortgage company, and he was very close. They kept promising, and all of a sudden the date of sale is coming up, and they hadn't given him a loan modification. And so that's when he came to me and asked me that question: can I still file a Chapter 13 to save my home? And so I had to ask him some questions. Well, what's changed? Why didn't your last Chapter 13 work? He said, well, my hours on the job were cut, and I have a rental property, and it was empty, so I didn't have a tenant. So my income went way down. And I asked him, well, has that changed? And the answer was yes. Now I have a second job, and I rented it, and I have a $500 plus $500 positive cash flow on that property. And so the answer is, if you can show a change of circumstances, you can go back into Chapter 13. As I mentioned, you have to file it before the date of the sale. And so his sale was set for Thursday. We filed his case on Wednesday. And as long as you file it before the date of sale, the automatic stay comes into place. The automatic stay is the order from the court that prevents your creditors from taking any action against you. If you had a court case, a Chapter 13 dismissed within 1 year of filing another case, the stay is only in place for 30 days. And that's why I asked if there's a change of circumstances. Because if you must bring a motion to extend the stay beyond that 30 days right away when you file the case, and you have to prove to the judge that there's been a change of circumstances. Hey, judge, I know that last case didn't work for me, and this is why it didn't work for me. But things have changed, and this is why this case will work.
That's kind of amazing that there's a fallback for people where, listen, something changed, and now I can do now this
change
works.
Of circumstances. Now this changed in 2005 because before that, a lot of people would abuse the bankruptcy system and keep filing case after case after case after case after case, and the automatic stay would come in place, and it would really frustrate the mortgage companies because every time they filed, whether it was right or wrong, the stay went in place and they couldn't sell it. So here's another thing that happened, as I mentioned. If you had one case dismissed within the last year and you file another case, you have to bring a motion within 30 days to extend the automatic stay. It's only good for 30 days. If you filed two cases have been dismissed in the last year, well, a stay doesn't come into place at all. And you must bring a motion to impose the stay. and that becomes very the standard is very difficult to overcome, right? Because the judges don't want you abusing the system, and many people did, I should say, because this is a way to prevent that from happening. Like, I wouldn't take a case until I sat down with him and confirmed that his circumstances have changed, because I'm not going to bring a case that is going to fail and stand
set
before the judge.
Set yourself up for failure, and the next thing you know, we're just wasting time.
And just to frustrate the mortgage company. So unless this is going to work, I'm not going to bring the case. Now, some might, but I wouldn't. Okay, so I sat down. We got to the bottom of it. Yes, his circumstances have changed. I filed the case for him the day before the sale. That stops the sale. I bring a motion to extend the stay, and we can extend the stay, and then he can get into a Chapter 13 and save his house. And that's really what it's about. Can he save his house? The answer is if he makes the payments. So anyway, I hope that answered your question.
Thank you, Mr. Know-It-all.
That's right. Thank you, Mr. Know-It-all. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking to get your question asked, or if you have any question whatsoever, you can go on to Facebook at Opem Tax Resolutions, or you can go on the @Trust Radio Network, and you can ask that question. It will be It will be featured on the show. So go ahead, go on to Facebook at Opem Tax Resolution. Ask your question. We will answer it. Also, too, remember, Opem Tax Resolutions there for you. 312-664-6649, and visit ChicagoTaxTeam.com. Listen to our sponsors on this Memorial Day weekend and come back on AM560.
The Answer.